What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly technicals live session for November 25th, 2018. And during this weekly technicals session, we're going to kind of do a little bit of an overview of what happened last week, as well as what I'm forecasting for this upcoming week. First off, I do want to say I hope everyone had a great weekend, and if you're in the States, hope you had a good Thanksgiving holiday, ate a lot of good food. So if you weren't in the States, hopefully you did some extra study or anything in the charts to kind of familiarize yourself a little bit more with price action, and to get one step closer really to understanding the markets as a whole. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the technicals of this technical portion of this video. So we're looking at dollar index on a daily chart, and in terms of what happened last week, if you look, we really didn't do much at all. So that we got Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, so Monday we had a little bit of a continuation lower here, and I was expecting them to come and run this low. Okay, they did not. They ended up stopping and basically recapitalized this ICT bullish order block over here, and then from there they had a reaction. They pushed all the way back up into the ICT bearish order block, traded lower, retested the bullish order block, traded higher. So this piece of price action in here, what happened last week, is nothing more than just a consolidation. In terms of the technical aspect and the levels that we're respecting, we are respecting bullish levels. So overall bullish market structure is still within the dollar index on the daily chart. Okay, so we've got low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So now we're going to be expecting a higher high. Okay, so while last week I was kind of anticipating that this could be the potential top in dollar index, it could still very well be the top for dollar index, but based on the price action we got last week, right, we had this little bit of a push up, then we came back down, retested this bullish order block. You can see I got the high as well as the 50% level of the bullish order block marked out. Notice how we trade into it, come almost right down to the 50%, and then we have a bullish close on Friday. Okay, so this is kind of leading me to believe that dollar index does want to push higher, right? Because now we've made the higher low point. So if this thing is going to continue above 97.80, we should not see it come back below 96.15. Okay, this low here, anywhere from 96 big figure to 96.15, right? Preferably, like, we do not want to see a daily body candle close below this 50% level, which comes in at 96.30. Okay, if that happens, so for example, if we break below this 50% level, at that point I'll be expecting a run below the low on 96 big figure, and then looking to see if we can get further continuation below this low here at 95.70, and potentially back down into this ICT daily bullish order block. Okay, because we haven't tested this order block yet. If you look, we traded higher, we came back down, but we just missed it by a few pips. So this 95.40 to 95.50 level could be a pretty significant level for support. Okay, so we're gonna have that level on our chart. We're gonna keep it here, 95.40. And I don't really need this 50% level on this candle anymore, because obviously we traded into it and had a bullish reaction, so I'm going to delete that. But the levels I'm going to keep on my chart are the ones that we've gotten here. Okay, and if we get below the 50% level, like I said, we're going to be looking for the 95.40 level and see whether or not they could find support here, or if they continue trading through it. Okay. Ultimately, though, for the week, I'll be expecting higher prices, looking for a run on this high and seeing if dollar index can get back above 97.80. Okay, so that's for dollar index. Now let's take a look at euro dollar. All right, and so for euro dollar, we basically had a continuation higher on Monday, rejection on Tuesday, push higher on Wednesday, Thursday, retested the ICT bearish order block here, and sold off again, forming a new ICT bearish order block here. So these two up candles that we had on Wednesday and Thursday, once Friday closed below it like this, these two up candles now become a new ICT bearish order block. So I have that low on my chart, which comes in at 1365, and that's the low of the first candle here, because both of them together make up a full ICT bearish order block. So what I'll be looking for, with the expectation of dollar index trading higher, we should see euro dollar continue lower. So for that to happen, we need to see euro dollar trade into some level of resistance and then respect that resistance and start trading lower. For me, I'd like to see them push up into 1365, find some resistance there, and then start trading back down below 13 big figure and potentially 1.12 big figure. Okay? So that is basically what I'll be looking for on euro dollar. Now, if they do get back above on a daily basis, so a daily candle has to close back above 1.14 big figure. If that happens, okay, which will basically take us back above the 50% level here of this ICT bearish order block. Notice how we've come above it, came back below it, retested it, sold off again. I do not want to see them go back above 1.14 big figure. If that's the case, then I'll be looking for potential higher prices. Same for dollar index if they break our level. Okay? So, and the level on dollar index I believe was 95.65. I'm sorry, 96.30. Okay, so we want to see them find resistance here, not break above 14 big figure here, and continue selling off. If they do break above 1.14 big figure, then we have to anticipate a potential run on 1480, 1.15 big figure, potentially 1.1550, and so on. Okay. Ultimately, though, we want to see them push back into 1.1350 to 1.1365, find resistance, sell off into 1.13, and potentially 1.12. Alright, for GBP USD, this one here, guys, I mean, there really is nothing that I want to talk about. As you can see, we're in a pretty large consolidation. The fact that they did not come down here and take this low is basically, leading me to believe that they want to push this thing lower to clear out any liquidity below this 27 big figure as well as the 2650 level down here. So that's why I really don't have too much of an opinion on this right now. I'm really just, waiting to see whether or not they can actually take it and start trading below this 2650 level, right? So I want to see continued expansion to the downside like this. But as of right now, I mean, you can see that, technically in terms of a technical perspective, we are respecting ICT bearish order blocks in terms of resistance. But in terms of this consolidation, there's really no high probability levels for us to trade off of. So personally, I'm going to be waiting and seeing if they can just continue pushing lower to get below the 2650 level. And if you look at Euro GBP, so still anticipating our same potential levels, we do have the ICT bullish order block down here at the 87.80 level. So if we continue trading down into that, I would like to see support come in here and then see them start trading higher, because we've got liquidity resting here, 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 and here. I need the market to start pushing up towards that. But before it does that, it will probably have to come back down into some level of support. Where is that level of support? If we look, we've got an ICT bullish order block within a big explosive few bullish days here. This will be our next level of support. Okay, so if we can trade into that, I'll be looking for support in the market to trade higher, which at that point could potentially switch my bias for Euro and GBP, but at the moment, everything remains as is until we get a further confirmation on anything regarding Euro GBP or dollar index. Alright guys, dollar yen, this one here, it does look relatively bullish to me. Those of you in the premium group, you've seen me mention this ICT weekly bullish order block here. So what I'll be looking for with this is continuation to the upside. I want to see them get back above 114.50 to 115 big figure, which will really take us above all this liquidity built up above here and here. Everyone in retail is considering this true resistance right now because it's come up, hit it once, hit it twice, hit it 3 times, came back, hit it for a 4th time. So everyone in retail is believing that this market here is finding resistance, and they're expecting lower prices. Okay. At the moment, I am expecting this thing to trade higher because of the fact we're within an ICT weekly bullish order block, and we have not cleared out the liquidity above here. So I want to see them continue pushing up for that. Okay. So for USD JPY, I'll be expecting a bullish week. Okay. We've already retested our bullish weekly order block, and we should not have to come back below the low at 112.30. All we should do is continue expanding to the upside on this pair for that 114.50 level. Okay. Also, if you look basically for the week, we had a little bit of a continuation lower here. Then we had a reaction right here for these 2 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we had a two bullish daily candles that closed. And if you look, not to mention it's coming off of our weekly order block already, but we've got our daily bullish order block here, retested it, confirmation of the bullish reaction, potential new ICT bullish order block here, retested that on Friday. So for me, what I want to see is I want to see this thing just start continuing to expand higher right away. In my opinion, if it goes lower, then we have to be looking for sell setups. If we start breaking lows and make lower lows, but within the current market structure, we should actually just start expanding higher. There should be no reason for them to waste any time in this area. So they shouldn't consolidate. They shouldn't trade lower. They should just immediately from the week's open start pushing higher. Okay, if that's the case, I'll be looking for 114.50 as a target for this pair for the week. Okay. Australian dollar, as you guys can see, we've already taken out the liquidity above this high here. So for this one, I'll be looking for lower prices as well. My targets for that will be 71.60 and also 71 big figure. So those 2 levels are the next support levels on the daily basis. So if we can get back down there, I'm interested to see whether or not they could find support and start trading higher. But what it looks like to me is we've come all the way up, cleared out the liquidity above this high, and could potentially start trading lower. So this candle here that formed on Wednesday could potentially become an ICT bearish order block. All we need is a daily candle to close below it. And if that happens, we can look for a retest, sell the retest, and look for a continuation lower. That's how I'll be playing Australian dollar. But for me to remain with a bearish bias on this, I do not want to see them get back above the 73.30 level, which will take us back above this high. And in terms of a market structure standpoint, that would make a higher high, and then we would have to, potentially look at this down here as a longer term low and expect this market to start trading higher for the liquidity here. Okay, but as of right now, with the price action we have in the charts, this could potentially be a top. We want to look for lower prices with the expectation that dollar index is going to trade higher as well. And same goes for New Zealand dollar, guys. You can see Wednesday is pretty much already confirmed an ICT bearish order block, but we're already within a daily ICT bullish order block here. So they really need to get below this 50% level that comes in at 67.50. And if that's the case, we can sell the retest of that. So we need to look for a close below the 50% level. And then a potential retest of that would be a valid sell setup. And then we can look for lower prices down into our daily support levels. But notice what we've done. We've come all the way up, cleared out the liquidity here, retested the high. So old resistance becomes new support. The market reacts, get a bullish couple days here, ends up taking us above the equal highs that we had marked out. Once we clear out the equal highs, we reject a bit, and now we're back within this daily bullish order block. So if we're going to continue bullish, then obviously they're going to find support, where they're at within this bullish order block. Otherwise, they're going to trade below the 50% level, retest it, we can sell it there and look for lower prices. And that's what I'll be looking for. I want to see lower prices, and I want to see this, I want to see basically this pattern form in price. Alright, and so for dollar CAD, you know, I'm pretty much on the sidelines for this one as well, just like GBP USD. We're really just in a big consolidation. We are continuing to trade above the highs, so in terms of a target, I'll be looking for 1.34 big figure. 1.3380 to 1.34 big figure will be my targets for the upside on this. You know, if that's going to happen, though, we need to stay above the 1.3120 level, which is the 50% level here. So we can even come back, retest this level, and find support there, and then start trading higher. But if we close below the 50% level, then we're going to have to anticipate potential lower prices or a consolidation. So we'll look for a retest of that level and a continuation lower. Okay. So that's really it, guys. I know this was a much quicker weekly technical session, but there really isn't too much depth to go into the markets right now because we're going into the later part of the year. So I wanted to keep this one pretty short, but you guys in the premium group will be updated with the daily technicals, what I'll be looking for day by day. But in terms of a weekly perspective, these are really the only levels and the only things I'm focusing on for the week. In terms of the pairs I'll be looking at, it's primarily just dollar index, Euro USD, and potentially dollar yen. That's really the only things I'll be watching for the week on a personal level for my trading. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it in terms of, you know, everything in terms of a technical perspective of the markets and everything. I have a few things to do today, but once I get back, I should be back around 3-4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to take a look at the charts, see how the daily candle opened, and for those of you in the premium group, any trades that I take or anything, I'll send those to you in form of a signal tonight during the Telegram group. So just keep an eye on that. But as far as the daily weekly technicals, guys, that is it, and I will talk to you closer to London session tonight. Have a good rest of your weekend.
After this track, I might need me some lozenges. I ain't about to go soft. This rapping shit lately been pissing me off. Guess these words are kinda just at the tip of my tongue, but I'm still young and I hope I find the rhymes that'll live through time before that fat lady has sung. Cause when I'm inside this booth, feels like I rule the world. But I'll hop off my horse, hop in your Porsche, give it a